Welcome back to the Anfield Exchange. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1, and that was a nervy finish at the end of the game. It was a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde performance. First half, we looked very good. Second half, not so good. We're going to start at the beginning with it, though. We're going to break it all down. We made a couple of changes to start with. Diaz was out on the left. Jota started up front for the first time in a long time. I thought Jota did quite well, to be fair, considering he's only just sort of come back from injury. We started the game well, pressing wise. We were pressing very well. We were forcing Wolves into making mistakes. We scored after about 15 minutes. Diaz with it was. I think Wolves could have defended it better, but in the grand scheme of things, look, we'll take scrappy goals like that. Nice ball played in. I thought Jota did very well to take the ball from McAllister. I didn't think it was a right pass. Found Nunes out wide, put a ball into Salah. Bit of a heavy first touch. Got lucky, and Diaz bundled the ball into the net. So yeah, it was massively important that we scored first in this game, and yeah, obviously we did that. We saw Wolves start off with a low block, so that goal really give us the ability to slow things down and control the ball, control the possession. And yeah, we really needed that early goal. I thought we defended quite well in periods. There were a few sort of last ditch challenges. I know Trent took a ball off at Nori. He did very well there. Canate took one off Cunha. So yeah, defensively we looked on the ball. Like I said, first goal in these sort of games always going to be key. We then went on to control the game. I thought Trent's range of passing was off a little bit today. Can you expect that coming back from injury? I'm not sure. I thought it was. I don't want to say poor because I thought he defended very well, but the attacking phase of his game was a little bit sort of lacklustre today from Trent, which we don't see very often. I think the last time was that Man United game, but he was bad defensively and defensively there, so there's no comparisons there. I thought Diaz did quite well in the first half on the left wing. I think that sort of puts to bed his centre forward debate. For me, he is a left winger and he should be competing with Gakpo on that left wing. Arne Slot obviously has different ideas. I thought he was making some good runs in behind. I thought he was good on the ball. And he's running behind inevitably got us the penalty to make it 2-0. Mo Salah again with another goal. I don't know if we're giving that assist to Mo Salah. It obviously came off a defender for the first one. But yeah, Diaz made the run in. He got there ahead of the keeper, and obviously the keeper's made contact. It's hard to not give a penalty away in that situation. Mo Salah finished it off, doing what he does best. It was then important that we didn't make any silly errors. I thought it was probably the correct decision at half-time to take Canate off and bring Quanta on. I thought Canate was probably taking some unnecessary risks. He'd already had a booking. There was the one on the edge of a box where he sort of went into Cunha. First instincts, I thought potentially another yellow card. But looking at it, he sort of did get into... He went for the ball. He was trying to get the header. Debatable whether he could have ever got there or not. So yeah, I thought that was a clever decision from Arne Slot to take him off and make sure we didn't sort of jeopardise the result, so to speak. In terms of the first half, it was a perfect half. We were 2-0 up. We defended well. We dominated. We created chances. We were looking good for the 7 points gap at the top to Arsenal. Second half, not so much so. I thought we had a slow start. Wolves had a one-on-one in the first 5 minutes. Alisson with a great save. Probably should have scored. But it was signs of what was to come in that game. Wolves were starting to ping the ball around. And look, it's easy to identify why Wolves got the better of us in that second half. For one reason or another, we seemed to stop pressing. We seemed to sit back and let Wolves play their game, and I don't understand. I don't know if that was an Arne Slot tactic, whether he was trying to save legs because of the fixtures coming up, but it didn't work for me. I thought we looked best in the first half when we were constant pressing from the front. In the second half, like I say, Salah, Jota, and Diaz and Szoboszlai just sort of created a line of four for Wolves to play through, and they did, and that's evident in the stats. Wolves had more. Well, they had over chances in the second half. I think they created 10 chances through 10 shots in the second half. Liverpool didn't register a shot on target, so that shows how poor we were in the second half. Almost had another penalty. I think the correct decision was made in the end. A little bit frustrating for me on Jota's end because, look, I think Jota went down very easily. I would say he dived in that scenario. I don't know why. He's already around the defender, whether he thought he wasn't going to be the first one to get the ball and he's thought, right, I'm going to go over. It was never a penalty. The referee made the right decision there. Well, VAR intervened and made the right decision there, so it's not often I'm going to say this, but credit to VAR on that one. He was lucky to be not booked, Diogo Jota. I thought he was, it was a silly decision in my opinion. Trent off after 60 minutes. Again, probably resting legs for the Aston Villa game coming up on Wednesday. I think Trent's probably going to start that game, just off the basis of seeing Conor Bradley come on the 60-minute mark. Just before he went off though, and this sort of creeped into our game in the latter stages of the second half. Trent gave a ball away, and Wolves had a chance from it. Wasn't overly impressed with that, and then I saw that McAllister did the exact same thing, which led to the Cunha goal, made it 2-1, made it a little bit nervy. There were about 20 minutes left to go on this after that goal. Endo came on in a defensive move, so it looked like we was playing for the 2-1. It didn't look like we were trying to extend the lead, which I thought was a mistake on another day. We could have come away from this with 1 point. But yeah, Diaz came off for Endo. We held we held on. We didn't look like we could score in the last 20 minutes. It was purely a defensive performance of keeping hold of that 2-1 lead. Like I said before, we stopped pressing. We were inviting pressure onto us. I thought there was an important challenge from Quansah on the towards the end of the game, 88 minutes I think it were, where the ball came into the box. Robertson oddly was playing everyone on side by about sort of 5-6 yards. Quansah managed to get back and just stop the tap-in, which again at that moment in time I don't think we'd have gone on to win the game. So fair play to Quansah on that. I thought he did quite well since coming on. It was just strange for me. It looked like a nervous performance. The fans, I felt, were a little bit nervous in the stadium. The players looked a little bit nervous on the pitch. We were making mistakes, and I would not be happy with that second half if I were on his slot. We were giving silly free kicks away. There was one at the end, I think, like into injury time, where Endo gave one away. I think again against Cunha, right on the edge of a box. Luckily, Van Dijk blocked that free kick. Another day that could fly into the top corner. You don't know. One thing is for sure, we need to improve that performance for the next couple of fixtures against away to Villa, away to Man City, and at home to Newcastle, because teams like that they will punish us if we play like that. I guess looking back on it now, it's easy to say, okay, technically the game was settled up in the first half. Maybe that's why Slot made those changes. Look, we're in a title race. We're going to have nervy games like that. We've come out of it with 3 points. That's the main thing. A win is a win. We maintain that gap of 7 points to Arsenal. We can make that 10 if we beat Aston Villa at the weekend. In midweek, because we'll then play the game more than Arsenal. That will put Arsenal on. That will put them 10 points behind and the pressure on them to go and get a result against West Ham. So yeah, I think if we can follow this up with 3 points against Aston Villa, we're looking quite healthy in terms of this title race. I think the next 2-3 weeks will be vital in this title race and could determine where this trophy ends up. Off the back of the Everton game, I think it's good to have the victory. It's good to get the confidence. I'm hoping this will enable us to push on and put in some performances against the likes of Villa and Man City. Only time will tell on that. It's a good day. We've got 3 points. I just want to see more from the team going forward. I don't want this to become a habit where it looks like in the last 3 performances, ever since the Tottenham game in the Cup, we've not looked at it. And that's worrying. We've not really, even in the Everton game in the second half, we didn't really create any chances. Same again in this game. Not sure whether Slot's sort of telling these guys to sort of take it easy, to rest the legs, but we need to make sure we keep winning these games. So let me know what you think in the video. I'll see you on the next one.